Thank you for joining another podcast exclusive on YouTube, Conversation with Luciana. How you guys doing? You guys doing okay? Just checking in with the friends and the family, making sure you guys are good. I am doing well. Wanted to just talk to you guys about this whole David Chappelle cancel culture movement that is taking place. Don't want to get into the controversy of the joke that people are offended or were offended by. I can't say that people don't have the right to be offended. I mean, if you found it in bad taste, okay, if you didn't like it, then okay. I can see where it can come across as, hurtful. Jokes can be a little bit insensitive. I'm not here to defend it or justify it. If people were offended by it, then they were offended. And we have to give them that. Everything affects people differently. We're not all the same. Some are more sensitive, more subconscious than others. That's not a dig or a slight at anyone for having their own personal views or take, but I do draw the line where people jump on the bandwagon and expect everybody to react the way they do and cancel not only just him, but anybody who speak up against something. Today's society, first of all, I've never heard of cancel culture until this generation started it. It was a generational movement. If they don't like something, they want to cancel. I think that's pretty lame. No, actually, it's fucked up. But, that's where we are. You can't have it your way, all the time. Sometimes you got to have compromise. And people are going to say stuff that's going to offend you. You have to develop some type of thick skin. I mean, at some point. But now people are just, jumping on the background. Well, we're just going to walk out because you support somebody else. Okay, so we're just support your views, your ideas, because you're offended. We're just supposed to do that. Only your feelings matter. No one else's does. I mean, come on now. We're getting into a dangerous territory where you're going to be no longer able to speak freely, openly, about something that you feel passionate about or you disagree with that offends you without the fear of retaliation. I mean, what the fuck is going on with everybody? Are we really getting into that gray area where you can't say nothing? Because if you do speak up or speak out, people are going to take offense, and next thing you know, they're going to sign a petition to have your ass removed. I mean, really? But all this misinformation stuff is being spread about the COVID, and you're not upset about that? You're not trying to cancel people for that? It's kind of like you pick and choose what you want to get upset about. Like I said, what offends someone may not offend another person. Who are we to judge? We're not. We sit in the judgment seat. If people will look at your life, take a close look at your life, I'm pretty sure they will be offended. They will want to counsel you. Counsel you as far as, the shit that you put up with, that you say. But nobody does. And now I find that people are so quick to jump on the bandwagon without getting all the facts. Without getting all the facts at all. You're just going to put it out there and say, this is how we feel. How dare you do that? And if you don't take a stance or take our side, we're going to just walk out. It's called bullying. In my opinion, that's what you're doing. If you don't get what you want, you're just going to walk out because everybody's supposed to agree or align with your views. No, they don't. They don't. People don't have to. People have to respect the human side of you. Don't treat you with disrespect, less than. But they do not have to agree with everything that you do or what society says they have to agree with. They don't. And I don't care if people feel like, well, you're just against what? It's like your views don't fucking matter. Your opinion don't matter. You're quick to give me advice, which I cannot stand. But you refuse to follow your own. One, you're putting one member or one segment of society over another one. Come on now. You're going around counseling people or talking about people. It's the way, and celebrities have gotten into this war of words kind of counsel. I'm better than you, mega mess. We can't just, coexist. I got to trash talk you. I got to be against you. I got to, say this beef I have with you. Who gives a shit? There are more things important in this world than to hear about who is fighting against who has a rival. You're all making money. Y'all have a platform. Use it for the good. Stop fucking complaining about each other. Going on Twitter wars and whatever else is out there. It's just now, it's so just fucking insane. Because I just don't get it. I think the last thing I read was the high school, David Chappelle alma mater, canceled a fundraiser to bring money and things to your school because you didn't want to. You know what? Then fine. What about the other kids that wanted them there, or the parents that wanted them there? How do you please them, or you don't? Or because one segment of the school population feels a certain way, so you just cave in and say, we're not going to have nothing. That's not right. We're not teaching, we're teaching we're sending the wrong message. We're not teaching anything. Because you have to learn, and you have to be willing to learn, to be taught. And some people are just not willing to learn. They just want to be right. They want to control the narrative that they put out there, which is a very jaded, fucked up thing to do, but people do it all the time. I'm tired. I'm just like, okay, what are we doing now? What about the people that don't agree with it, that found it offensive but wants the attention because we're trying to do something? That don't matter. You want the money, but you don't want them to talk. You don't want the controversy behind it. Well, you got controversy because it's like you gave in to the pressure. But who is it really offending? Is it offending everyone? I mean, do you hear about what's going on in Texas about the women's rights issue? But you're not freaking going out there and saying, well, we're just going to take our businesses out of summer. No, people are moving to Texas. People are embracing that, because again, it doesn't directly affect them. People want to complain and bitch about stuff, but you don't want to do anything about it. You just want to complain and bitch and have it your way. Well, what changes have been successfully made in society where we're not having this issue? We still have discrimination. We still have racism. We still have inequality, women, salaries versus men. We still have a homeless problem. We still have people out there going misinformation. We still have people going to Twitter wars telling how effed up one administration is over the next administration. It's just a mess. But, I believe that if we don't have nothing to complain about, we will cease to exist. Some people. If you don't have nothing to bitch and complain, what are you getting upset for? How dare you? How dare you offend me? You're going to be offended. As long as there's breath in your body, you're going to be offended. Some people are offended, like, how can Luciana talk real nice one day and she cuss? Because I'm human. Because there's one part of me. I know how to conduct myself when I'm having a conversation, with someone, and I try to tone down my language. But I don't give a shit if you get fucking offended by it, because you're going to get offended by it. I'm going to get offended by you. Getting offended by me? Cussing. You have some people who will say, well, I prefer you not to use the language in front of my child. Okay, I'm not cussing in front of your child. Number one, I know my audience, but do not try to police me, because once you do that, I'm going to tell you to get the fuck away from me. Because if you don't like me for who I am, I'm not going to become what you want me to be in order to coexist with you. That doesn't freaking work. It's like we're sending the wrong message, but it doesn't matter. My way or the highway. I don't give a shit about what you think or feel. That's what you're telling me. And the more that you do that, the more people push back. Like I have said this story a thousand times. I had a friend. I still have a friend who we agreed to disagree on certain issues. I didn't bring up my lifestyle with her, and she didn't bring up hers with me, and we were fine. And I didn't have an issue. No one made it an issue. People get offended and they make something an issue, but they don't deal with the issues that are affecting all of us. All of us. You know, homelessness affects all of us. Equal pay for women affects all of us. Discrimination, racism, prejudice affects all of us. You know, the economic class, the you know, everybody's on this tip. Well, the tax the rich. You know, instead of saying, okay, you know, tax the rich, give us a goddamn break. Give everybody a freaking break. How come everybody can't win? You know, but this cancel culture, this bullshit y'all came up with, it needs to stop. You can't omit something from society because you don't fucking like it. You know, I don't know if your parents sheltered you or you have a sense of entitlement. I don't care. I'm going to tell you if I agree or I don't agree. If you correct me, I'm going to correct you. You know, I'm not going to stop being me because it fucking offends you. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. You know, stop looking at society and thinking that you can, you know, cancel it like a fucking series on TV. That's ridiculous. You know, you're going after people. People can't afraid to say anything. Anything. I'm pretty sure in all communities there's problems. And there are people in that community that don't agree with the people that are speaking loudly. Oh, I'm just offended. They be like, I don't give a shit. We got too many things going on in the world and you guys are tripping off of that. You know? But you want the money. Do you want the money? You know, things that can benefit. And I'm not saying that, you know, you sell your soul to the devil to make some money. I'm not saying that. But you give people opportunity to talk. That's what made America great. That's what makes this world great. We're different. We're not the same. And if you get offended and want to cancel me, then what are you saying? That I don't exist? I'd be damned if I be fucking silent. Because it doesn't fit into your way of thinking. All this misinformation shit that's going on. You got people talking just out the side of their ass. But you're not offended by that. You're not offended by that. Every time you turn on the news, there's something going on. There's something going on. Somebody is easily offended. You know, do a fucking push-up or something. Stop complaining. And stop trying to cancel people and situation and things because you don't like them. You know, you're not here to be liked by every fucking body. You're not. And it takes a strong sense of being and purpose to not give a shit about what people think or say about you. People gonna talk about you till you're fucking dead. And even then when you're dead, they're gonna talk about you. Good, bad, or indifferent, they're gonna do it. So what's the point? You're trying to live up to a standard they can't even fucking live up to themselves. You know, everything should be celebrated. Every accomplishment. You know, don't get mad because the parent got upset with the office staff because the office staff said to his 5-year-old child, what does your child identify as? You can't get mad because he was offended. His way, his belief is different from yours. Maybe he's not so progressive. Maybe he's not. But, you know, he got mad. They got mad. What you getting mad? He's like, well, why would you ask me that? And they were like, well, we have to ask that. And they got mad. He got mad. I'm like, what kind of shit is that? You get mad because somebody gets offended because you ask them an offensive question? Come on now. Come on now. Again, this is my opinion. You have to say that. This is my opinion. Of course, people are going to prejudge you in the court of public opinion. But you know what? The more people start saying this is some shit, and I'm not going to take it, the more that you'll see how one-sided things are going. And we have to stop doing that. Everybody deserves a place in society. and a seat at the table, as long as you're respected and open to it. I don't see none of these news media outlets talking about this cancel culture shit, because they don't want to get canceled. Let's do our part and stay woke. Stay woke. It's time to wake up. It's time to wake up. It doesn't matter if you don't like it. Be objective. If you can't be objective, then say that. Say, I can't be objective. I want it my way. And I don't give a shit about your feelings. Say that so we can move on. But stop hiding by that. Well, we all are equal. We're all, want the same thing. But then turn around and you tell me, I'm not going to boycott. I'm going to boycott you. Boycott you. Or I'm going to cancel you because I don't like what you said. Give a fig Newton. So at some point, you got to stop the madness. You got to stop the madness and really think about it. I have told people, and people have got upset, listening to some person, and I normally do not say these words because, like I said, I like to hear people talk. But when you coming out talking out the side of your ass, I'm going to tell you, shut the fuck up talking to me. That doesn't even make any sense. You want to talk to hear yourself talk. You're not listening to me. You're not trying to understand me. You just want to talk over me so you can be right. Nah, silly rabbit. Tricks belong. Do they even make tricks anymore? I haven't seen that at all. I don't know. I'm just sorry. People say tricks. It's like, no, you silly rabbit. It's ridiculous. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. It's okay that people don't align with your views. It's okay. Politically, socially, it's okay. As long as they're not being, rude, disrespectful, hateful, mean, bullying, we can get through this. But we have to talk about it. We have to be allowed to have our presence. Whatever side that you want to be on, we all have to be allowed to leave our mark on society and speak up for things that we believe in. And if you don't like it, then you just don't fucking like it, because we're not going anywhere. You can't cancel the human race. You can't cancel the human experience. You can't. So stop trying. Thank you for joining Conversation with a Luciana. I appreciate you guys as always. I'm on Instagram. Let's go. Conversations with a Luciana. Conversations with a Luciana. I'm on Instagram, on Twitter. Yep, I'm on Twitter. I'm going in on Twitter. I'm a hoot. I always have to say that once in the podcast. I'm a hoot because I like that word. Hoot, hoot, you're funny. Charming, adorable. Yes, that is me. Also, YouTube. This is exclusively on YouTube. I'm trying to go like, subscribe, and share. I appreciate you guys all. Thank you. I'm out. Peace.